So a lot of times people aren't clear on their why. I want to be healthier. I don't want to be in pain. I want energy. That's kind of vague. So what I have them do is I have them create and say out loud the life that they are creating as if it's in the present tense. Like, I am strong and healthy and full of energy. I am traveling all over the world.
Now, how do you motivate someone to eat a plant-based diet?
I think the motivation has to come first, really. I always tell people that the hardest part about changing your diet is the decision. Right? Once you've decided that meat, dairy, that's not food, it's not a problem anymore. The problem is when you're stuck between, I know I should change, but I really wish I could have that. When do I get to eat that again? That limbo place is hard. So the decision is the hardest part, because once you make the decision, then it's just planning. All right, what am I going to eat? What am I going to do? I don't know. Let me figure it out, right? So the decision is the hardest. But when someone has decided they know they want to do it and they're struggling to stay with it, that's something that I work with people on all the time. It's actually my newest book, Goodbye Autoimmune Disease, was all the emotional part of healing, because Goodbye Lupus just tells you what to eat. It's my story and then what to eat. And people who follow that, they get better. But then what's everyone else doing? Well, they've got all the emotional stuff holding them back from taking action, right? So I really focused the most of that book, besides all the case studies and reversing disease, is the emotional side. So how I keep people motivated in rapid recovery. So the first thing we work on is self-care, because if you're looking for food to make you happy, you take food away, you're unhappy. Who wants to be unhappy? So you need new activities to make you happy instead of eating. So the first thing I have them work on is, what's your self-care going to be to make you happy? Because you can't look to food to do it. You got to fill your life up again. So relationships with people, things that make you feel relaxed, like meditation or yoga if you like it, or drawing, coloring, or is it going to be stuff that's more active, like exercise if you have the ability to exercise, social time with people, even if it has to be on Zoom. You want the things in your life that you do to make you happy instead of food that helps you break the addiction. And then I work through a series of steps. So the next thing is then, what's your why, which I call it your why. It's your big reason for why you're going to do this. So a lot of times people aren't clear on their why. I want to be healthier. I don't want to be in pain. I want energy. That's kind of vague. So what I have them do is I have them create and say out loud the life that they are creating as if it's in the present tense. Like, I am strong and healthy and full of energy. I am traveling all over the world. We had a graduate who, he was on a couch when he joined us with lupus. And after he graduated from the group, he felt so good. He traveled through Europe on his feet all day, 12 hours a day on his feet, no pain or anything, right?
Wow.
That's a why, right? So to have this why where I'm traveling, I'm walking through Europe, I can go anywhere I want to do. I'm chasing my grandkids around. Like, so that you can get a really clear picture of the life you're creating, because otherwise, you're going to see temptation. You're going to go somewhere and there's going to be donuts on the counter, and you're going to be having your green smoothie in your hand, and it's going to feel like a choice between a smoothie and a donut, but it's not. It's a choice between Europe and a donut. 3 seconds of satisfaction, 2 weeks of traveling through Europe, right? That if you get really clear on why you're doing it in a very intentional way, then the temptations can't get you as much, because then it's getting in your way. Why would you ever let a donut take Europe from you, right?
Right.
So getting clear on your big reasons, where they're so clear, where you know exactly what you're doing, and then being willing to let go of your old ways. And I walk people through that process of not only letting go of the identity of disease, because you don't let go of your identity. You have to be willing to not be sick, letting go of the self-sabotage behavior, letting go sometimes of negative relationships, letting go of all the things that create sickness, so that you can pick up more health again. So it's a whole process, but the motivation process really, I feel like, has to be the self-care and the why. I think that's what really gets people into that space where they can really start taking massive action.